Let's catch up with the great man, the Hall of Famer, Neville Parnham. G'day, Nev.
Good morning, Gareth. How are you?
Good, thank you. Do you know what? Every time I talk to you, I learn something, all right? Nifty.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Can you explain how Snowdome did what he did there on Saturday and just smashed his rivals? Because I thought he would be around the money, but he destroyed them like $1.50 chance.
Yeah, look, it was no real surprise to me. My view on the horse is that when he's right, he's a very classy animal, and he won a side as a 2-year-old. He won the feature 3-year-old race when he resumed that year, and sat 3 deep punch in the breeze against a quality field and won him. He won a Prince of Wales, weight for age. And he actually defeated Mancrush that day. So, look, I guess you could say he's a little bit lost in a roundabout way, but if people knew what was going on behind the scenes, they probably would have given him a little bit of an excuse for him not to find his best form. So he had a little bit of a fetlock Winterbottom 23. Didn't think it was anything stressful because we put a few shots of x-rays through it and couldn't see anything that was causing it to happen in a couple of scans. But so we sort of continued on with him, and he just was not sort of settling down. So we spelled him for a bit, and he came back for the Bluff Knoll last year. It just after that, he sort of come up with the fetlock a little bit again, which we tried to settle down. Didn't work. So Pete Harding did some extensive x-rays, from several different angles, and finally found out that he, at the bottom of his cannon bone there on the condyle, he had what appeared to be a line through it, and his bone looked quite motley and degenerative. So that's what was causing it all, and it was a similar injury to what a really nice horse over here called Valor Road had. So he just said give him a nice break. It was 4 or 5 months, 6 months in the paddock. So that's what we did. He had about 5, and he come back, and things were going very well for him first up, and then we hit a bit of a hurdle leading into the race, and he wasn't suited with the weight conditions of the Colonel Reeves that he ran in, and he was just a bit fair. Then backed up in the Winterbottom, and he just wasn't right. Don't know what his issue was there, because we just couldn't get the bottom of it. But a few weeks later, he come up with a pretty severe virus, and it just knocked him for 6, to be quite honest. I didn't think we were going to get him back. I thought we might have to spell him, but he's a pretty resilient horse, and he fought it all off after a few weeks, and then we just sort of stepped him up from there. And going into his first up run, thought he was a little bit vulnerable because he'd trialled, but I was sort of thinking, is he going to sort of be at his best under race conditions? And pleasantly surprised. I thought he ran really well. He took a sit behind the main speed that day, similar horses, and then he hit the line good. His last little bit was really good, which is not his usual style. He wasn't entire until after about this time last year, or about March last year. He used to go a bit fierce in these races and hard, and then be a bit weak at the end. However, he does seem to have turned it around. He's not going as fierce. He's travelled strongly, but he's a fast horse, and I thought he would sit where he was, either lead or sit outside the lead, and I just couldn't see the opposition beating him with the weight he had at 56.5, and I went in there pretty confident on the weekend.
Geez, I wish you
let me. His work on this Monday. Yeah, his work on the Monday leading into it was exceptional. So, we sort of had the air of confidence, and it come off.
Yeah, unbelievable, Nifty. I forgot to ask you last week about Snowdome. That's my fault, and I should get punished for not crossing the I's.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Crossing the T's and dotting the I's, of course, because you must have had a bet too, Nifty, I would imagine, with that confidence. What did the SP at? $12.
I don't know, mate. I'm not a punter. No. Not like yourself, I don't punt.
Oh, he was $7 ESP. And
maybe Santo might have had a couple of dollars on him. I don't know.
what about what about what do you do with
Never
him
use
now?
your own when you can use someone else's.
Yes,
mate.
yes. The son of Rommel. So what do you do with him now, Nifty?
Well, Santo's got a slot in the slot race down in Albany, which is the Bluff Knoll.
Yeah.
So he purchased one earlier this year, and so there's a good chance that's where he goes. Whether or not I just keep him fresh for that, or I go to the Pinjarra Classic, I'll probably have a bit more of an idea on that at the end of this week. But he does appear to have pulled up really well, so. I'll discuss that with Santo. He owns half the horse, and if he wants me to sort of just specifically go to the Bluff Knoll, well, that's what we'll do. Otherwise, we might sort of go to the Pinjarra Classic and then maybe look at the Bluff Knoll. But we'll just give him till the end of the week and then make a call on it. But he's thriving at the moment, and we appear to have him back to his best form, yes.
Yeah, so like those slot races work. If you got a horse you own a slot, and you got a horse to run in it. Has he got another horse to run in it?
No, not this year. So last year he ran in it, but he was we did a deal with one of the other slot holders, and these slot races, they work really good if they're for a lot of money, but it's a $400,000 race, so effectively it's a $200,000 race if the time you
correct. That's why you got to own
deal
your own
you do.
slot.
But I mean they do work. They're good, and in the Quokka or in a $5 million race, it certainly works. But and obviously the Everest, etc., etc. But no, they're good for the game. They've created a lot of interest, and a few of the country clubs are, just trying to put on rich races, and I think it's good for them too. You know? But,
slot races work, Nifty, if you've got your own slot in these smaller races when there's not much money on top. So you've got to own your own horse, otherwise it's not worth it really in a way. But you see with the Quokka, and I tried to tell you this, it'll keep on growing. And so like that, they'll add, with the prize money going, with the turnover going as well as it is, I think with the Quokka, they'll put more prize money on top of it. So it means the slot's worth a bit like what the Everest is these days. Like I think you get your money back nearly for running last because of the money that's put on top in a way.
No, it's very good, and they do work. We're just waiting for Overpass to retire so that we can give us West Aussies a bit of a chance.
Geez, B. Baker.
Every time he comes here, he just wins and wins and wins.
B. Baker, he's on fire at the moment. His statistics are like I've never seen anything like it with his last over 100 starters. He's going about 35%, which is quite ridiculous. So I think Overpass, he's going back for the Quokka.
Yeah, he is, apparently, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you've got Snow Dome, he's done really well. And then we go towards Saturday's racing because you've got the Magic Millions and the 2-year-old Classic first of all. The Barry draw was conducted on Sunday, and you've got the favourite Stride Away, about $4 at the moment with Tab Touch. He's drawn Barry 9. Your thoughts about that gate with this filly, I should say, Alabama Express. Are you happy with her barrier there on Saturday?
Yeah, look, it's if you look at what the emergencies have drawn, there's 4 emergencies, and they've all drawn inside her, so which is quite unusual. But so I guess the end of the day, it's if she comes into a few gates anyway, so I think she sort of slots in well there because she is really a horse that likes to sort of sit. She's not a speed demon, She could be if I wanted her to be, but we're looking down the track, further that she might get out to a 1,1600 metres as a 3-year-old. So we'll teach her to settle now and find the line, which is what she's done in a couple of wins that she's had. So she's quite a nice horse, and she worked really well this morning with a stablemate, and I think that she'll present there on Saturday very fit, and I think she's going to be right in the mix.
The way that she races as well, and she tacks a line, the long straight at Pinjarra might just suit her down to the ground, especially in a big field, which should generate pace as well.
Oh, there'll be plenty of speed.
Yeah. Well, she's home then,
yeah,
Nifty.
Well, maybe not home, but she's going to be a very good chance in the race, and we'll wait to see what happens on Saturday. But I couldn't be happier with the horse. She's really done well, and the gallop this morning would suggest that she's tightened up a little bit fitness wise, and she didn't have much of a blow this morning, and she was in cruise mode again. She works very well, and when Lucky got off it the other day in the race, he said she just probably had a little bit in reserve. He felt that she idled when she sort of got to the front, and I thought she sort of went to the line really well, and he was adamant that there was more left there. So if that's the case, she's definitely going to be a good chance in the race there on the weekend.
If Pemberton gains a start, this is the horse that's the first emergency, the son of Gingerbread Man. We haven't seen him for a little while. He's $21 at the moment with Tab Touch. No rider just yet. Could he be competitive? He gets a low gate.
Well, there wasn't a breath between him and the gallop this morning.
Okay.
I think he's got a huge chance if he was lucky enough to get a start. He's a little bit inexperienced last time round. He's still a little bit immature, but he would be aided by a good gate if he did gain a start. But if he doesn't, we'll have to line up the week after, Gareth. Yeah.
Who rides?
Well, actually, Brad was booked to ride, and we were in the race until on Saturday. Mitch Pateman's horse ran second, so it sort of bumped us back one with prize money earnings, and so Brad was riding. I said get off and ride Michael Lane's horse because he was looking for a rider. So, I haven't. We'll just wait and see who's scratched and work from there. If anyone does scratch, yeah.
Yeah, so that's exciting, Nifty. Then two big chances come Saturday. What about the sales? What do you make of the catalogue these days? And you see more and more now. Like there's a lot of the local trainers. Usually, I used to see a few over in the eastern states at the sales at Magic Millions or a Classic or a Premier Sale. But it seems like I don't know yourself and Simon Miller. They're the two perfect examples. You're doing a lot more buying at home these days.
Yeah, well, the Westbead scheme, our bonus scheme here we have is just too good to, from our point of view, we don't get a lot of East Coast bred horses like you said these days. So it does certainly, lessen the opposition, I guess. But the Westbead scheme that we have here is very lucrative, and horses can sort of amass, quite a lot of prize money in their 2 and 3 year old year, and now there's an extension of it into the fourth year at a 50% rate, and then stayers, any horse from 1800 plus as 4-year-olds get the full bonus. So it is, and we're getting place money as well now. So you run second or third, you're getting place money there as well. So it's just they can earn as much what they earn in prize money they can earn in the bonus scheme as well. So it pays to buy here, and I certainly help the sales as far as vendors are concerned. They're getting more money for their horses because the opportunity to earn it back is quite a lot higher than what it used to be. So I know we don't race for the same prize money as the East Coast, but horses racing, and they get that $30,000-$40,000 bonuses. It makes it quite lucrative. So it's a good scheme, and we tend to sort of try and buy those horses. And if you spend up a little bit and look for the quality horse, invariably you'll get your dollars back.
And pound for pound, Nifty, the sale's been a great sale. There is a little bit of criticism coming from, I think, a few of some of the major players in the West that it can downgrade your quality of horse that are being bred in the West, because more people are going for the Platinum West Speed, and they're buying horses that are bred to local stallions instead of investing into some of the eastern state stallions with different bloodlines, and some would say better bloodlines. What's your thoughts on that? And do you think that Rawa's got the West Speed right at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think the recipe's pretty good there.
Yeah.
That's not up to the buyers who are buying the yearlings. That's up to the breeders to be going and upgrading with mares and to upgrade the broodmare band in the West. But they tend not to do that. They want the money in the sale ring, but they don't reinvest into with good quality horses. And it's not very easy to sell a horse here in Western Australia if it's done very well on the track. Invariably they finish up on the East Coast as a broodmare because they've got that stakes black type sort of status. So the East Coast breeders tend to sort of look for that kind of thing in the West, and so unfortunately we lose quite a few of those good broodmares or future broodmares to the East, and so I think it's up to the breeders to spend up and buy some quality stock.
And I think the broodmare quality has improved anyway over the last couple of years. Nifty, is that a fair enough
there's
comment?
Definitely some improvement.
Yeah.
There's
still a lot more room for improvement, but
there's certain studs have sort of looked at that, and they have upgraded their broodmare band, but it could be done a little bit more, and hopefully with in the future they'll realise that they do have to reinvest into the market, and they'll finish up getting really good money for their horses, and we get that's a pretty good sale here, in one way we can call it a value sale, but I know a lot of the East Coast buyers that come over here, they can't get their head round paying some sort of money that we pay for horses here, for what they're seeing, but with the West Speed scheme, that sort of inflates it a little bit, much like the Magic Millions up Queensland, they race $20 million days, and it's that incentive there, and people tend to buy up when they're there. So,
well done to Rawa with the West Speed. I think it's nearly the best in the country, and it is like you win a race in town, you get $80,000 or so if you got a 2 and 3 year old West Speed horse. So that's more than you get in Sydney. Now, Nifty, do you have a winner for us tomorrow? Just one. I just want one, Nifty. Have you got a snow dome for us?
I think there's one. It might be in race 1.
Overdrive.
I think that'd be the one.
Yep. C. Parnham rides. That'll do us, Nifty. And I tell you what, Mrs. Parnham, if she gets the chocolates there on Saturday, look out. You might get a good Christmas present, Nifty.
Maybe, yeah. If she shares it, but I don't know if she will.
Sounds like you're about to bid on a horse for the classic sales there at Inglis, so we'll let you go, great man. But we wish you the best for luck on Saturday.
Oh yeah, diggity boo.
Don't blame me if you'd missed out on that horse, by the way, too, at the classic sales. I don't want to. I didn't know. Thanks for that, Nifty.
There we
go, Neville Parnham.